Dear Twin Flame souls out there, welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening Journey podcast, and today is an episode 125. In today's episode, we are going to talk about twin flames and the inner union. I believe many of you who have been watching some twin flame content or have come across with twin flame information online or here and there, you often hear that your twin flame is coming back to your life while you have aligned within your higher self and you have felt that inner union, that oneness inside of you. But we often talk about it, but the question is also, how do we get there, or how it's going to happen, or what am I going to feel? And when I'm feeling like, oh, I'm surrendered, is that how it is? We hear a lot of these words often: let go, surrender, don't think about it, and so on and so on. And I just want to bring it in from the reflection from now our Costa Rica retreat and also the Cyprus retreat that we had a couple of months ago. What means an inner union, and also what are my ways of getting there, and how do I see and what I believe in what happens on Twin Flame Journey and how the inner union comes to you. I've said that many times before that when I had that moment of feeling oneness, and I'm sure you have heard from someone else saying Samadhi, the moment of Samadhi. And I remember also when I was in a very much of a pain and I tried to understand what is Samadhi. And I tried to say so many times, no, I have now surrendered. I no longer feel. I don't think about my twin flame. I have let go of my twin flame. That's it. It's finished. I don't need to feel it. And I said all of these words, but inside of me, I actually hadn't let go of energetically, and I haven't received yet. And there was nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with that. I just want to bring in my own example, and maybe that will ignite something inside of you of realizing, oh wow, it's okay where I am, and it's okay what's gonna come. I'm just gonna be right now, right here. Today's episode is gonna be a little bit of a mix of everything, because I bring in the examples that people were able to experience on Costa Rica, and I actually want to start off saying thank you. Thank you to the universe. Thank you to my soul. Thank you to my twin. Thank you to all the souls who flew all the way to Costa Rica and experienced this magical event. Mahashivaratri was definitely where divine feminine and divine masculine energies united, and all of these beautiful 14 souls were able to experience something so profound and beautiful. I'm forever thankful for the fact that universe gave us this opportunity, that my soul woke me up in the middle of September and said, the next one is in Costa Rica, get ready. And when people ask me, why is it going to be in Costa Rica? I said, I don't know. I don't have an answer. I just know that my soul woke me up. I know my soul told me to do so, and I had to follow it. And these days I don't often think of many things anymore. I'm right now, right here. And whatever is going to come is going to come. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Because it's the power of being here right now, and experiencing it. And I also want to bring it in a little bit of what we do on the retreats that are so profound, and why is it not about getting your twin back, and it's about becoming your higher self and learning the magnetism, learning the abundance, learning the prosperity. Also, another beautiful listener who I have made a huge donation another day on this channel, as I have the donation link here. I was debating of saying the name or not, but your name starts with an A. So A, I want to say a huge thank you to you. You and your country has healed me, transformed me, and now receiving that beautiful love donation you made, I want to say a huge thank you. Let it tenfold for you and on your journey. You're beautiful. Okay, so much of the intro and talking about all of these things. So what is and how do we get into that inner union? How I see this is that number one is we have to realize that your twin is always part of you. It's not something that is outside of you. It's not another human. It's not another lover. It's not another person. It's you. And you are not something, and that's so-called obsessing. Like detachment is not about I no longer think of my twin. I no longer have this energy of my twin. And the inner union comes from the law of the universe of energetically. So not thinking of your twin flame is somehow impossible. And I know many of us are struggling with the fact that I shouldn't be thinking of my twin flame because the more I think of my twin flame and the more they run from me. I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this. We're putting so much of what I shouldn't be doing. But what about what you should be doing? And so your twin is your same energy, but in an opposite polarity. So they are magnetic to you. And this is how the universe actually works. And you cannot forget that they don't exist, or that the twin flame journey never existed, that you never met your twin flame and it never happened to you. That's not true. You know that the moment you met your twin flame, your life changed forever. And here is why I talk about it. And I don't say that you have to do what I did. Not at all. You don't have to do what I have done. None of these things are here for me to force anyone to say, do the Kundalini activations, do the breath work, come to the retreat, I'll show you what's going to happen. No. No, not at all. None of this is my idea. But when I had that oneness experience, my soul really told me, that is it. Show it to others. And so don't, like, it's for me, I'm going to be very honest here. It's not about forcing you to see anything or to feel anything, or I'm going to say, yes, your life is going to change if you are going to come and do the Kundalini activation with me. But my life changed. Also, my life changed from the fact of when I met my twin, the Kundalini was activated from there on. That's why many of you, and now if you're wondering if did my Kundalini activated, what happened to my Kundalini? If you felt shivering, if you felt shaking, if you felt you can't control your body, if you might have felt that you're saying things you never said before, if you felt that the time and space stopped, if you felt that all of a sudden your body is, let's say, full of heat or full of cold, like weird things started to happen to you on this moment, then most likely your twin activated your Kundalini. The Kundalini might not happen exactly on that day when you met or on that moment. Some of us it's going to happen. Some of us it can take a couple of days or weeks. So again, I'm inviting you to reflect back on your journey of, did you feel any of these things? I will be talking about the Kundalini energy more on the season 3 of the Twin Flame Journey, because we're going to go more into the energies and spiritual practices and nature, and a whole of this is going to help you on this journey. As one of the things we know, and I think this is, you can type in right now, what is a Twin Flame Journey? And I believe the first answer you get it's your spiritual awakening. I don't believe you will get it's the perfect lover for you. You get the answer of it's your spiritual awakening. Do I say that you can't be with your twin flame? No, not at all. Not at all. I have seen this now, that people are coming together, they are serving the world, they are loving together, they have the connection together. So that is not a question. But my question is that while before you becoming one with your twin, you have to kind of become the higher version of you. You can't forget of your twin flame as beginning of the universe, and like also like the universe and your soul, they will always send you reminders of your twin. I've said that many times to the people, and we had that on a retreat. That was interesting. People were asking me, but how do I actually know I'm on a twin flame journey? I always say also two things I say when we are at the retreat. I say, what's the energy? If you look at the energy, what do you feel? Do you feel that this person is trying to convince them? Or do you feel that they see and experience exactly the world as you do? On this time of Costa Rica, we unfortunately didn't have a good example of who is not the twin flame. Happened to have such a powerful energies over there, in that sense of that we didn't have someone's sisters or someone's brother or a daughter or someone to come, because it's except my assistant. So this is again a good way of comparing, of seeing my assistant in a certain way is not on a twin flame journey, although I wouldn't be so sure. But it's just, you can like a little bit see within energy. And so in that sense, these people in Costa Rica, they didn't have the exact example to see it. But often you feel that with energetically. The second thing I often say, and I've said that I think 10 times on my podcast, so I repeat. If you don't believe that you are on twin flame journey, today, sit down and say, no, twin flames are not real. It is not happening to me. I don't believe that I have a twin flame. I don't believe I'm on this journey. It's all a nonsense. It's someone made it up for it. I don't believe in it. And now watch what starts to happen on the universe. We had also another soul on, I'm going to say that Costa Rica was high in synchronicities. Even me, who is very used to with synchronicities, I'm not going to even list all of them. I bring out some of the highlights, but it was way overpowering that my assistant, and I'm not saying that she's not spiritual, but she has never been in that element, and she looked at me and said, are we in another universe, or what is happening? Why everything around us is communicating? I see 222 everywhere I go. There are feathers, there are animals, there are messages, there are this, like there was not something you could anymore make it up. And that's the beauty of the retreat. I always say that you really see that what you believe and what has happened to you is actually the truth. Because now you are surrounded with the consciousness that supports that. And of course, I forgot to thank one thing over here when I started. I want to thank each and every person in Costa Rica. I want to also say to the people, if you have a chance, please go to Costa Rica, or come to the next retreat if we do it there. This place is magical. I understand now why people are going there for healing, for transformation, connecting to the vortex. I really understand. I work a lot with Kundalini energy. And while I was walking around there, my fingers were buzzing the whole time. So it was like someone is charging them like electricity inside that I can't even touch anything because they are buzzing. You can feel it. And these people, Costa Ricans, thank you for caring for the nature. Thank you for connecting to the nature. Thank you for taking the Mother Gaia as it is. You're beautiful people, and that is so beautiful to see how they are living in an alignment with the nature. Every single tree, every single animal, every single stone, the waves of the beach, everything is gonna heal you and transform you. And how every plant has a medicine I mean, it's incredible. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And I love how these people are living with the nature. Mother Gaia is their god. And we had so many beautiful experiences. Also, I'm going to say both the Cyprus retreat and the Costa Rica retreat after movies are in post-production, so that you can have also an overview. What do we do and how do I do? And I have said many times that for me, a twin flame journey is to become your higher self. I don't sell here in a sense of come to my call or come to my activation and I help you to get your twin flame back. No. For me, it's like, let me help you to unlock your potential. And why do I also believe in that? I mean, this is not something I'm not here to prove anybody anything. Not at all. I believe that those who feel connected, they feel that, oh, my soul just needs that. They will connect. And it is going to happen. And then I looked it up. And then I want to help you to become a higher self. So that's why on the retreats, we're doing a lot of deep energetic works. And I'm going to say one more thing. All of these works, what I'm actually doing, I am very, very thankful and grateful that universe have given me opportunities to learn them, to be part of them, that these masters have come on my way and teaching me these things, because you can't find them on internet. And that's why I say it's very sacred and very beautiful. I only say always, I am here to give, share, and help you to transform and unlock your higher self. And why? Because if you become your higher self, you become a magnet for everything else. And again, that's what people were able to experience on Costa Rica, of seeing how they became a magnet through that energy. And it's not something I am talking here. It's something that happened right in front of their eyes. So I'm going to bring it in here that we had another day. And I know I jumped today a lot because there is so much that I want to cover on this. But like I said, it's a bit of a talking today. It might not be the best podcast, and that's all right too. But I just want to bring in the example for you that there are two examples. So for the person who I said, okay, say that you are not on twin flame journey. Say that you don't believe that your twin flame exists. Say that it doesn't happen, because I was asked that question. And the next day we had another energy activation, and we go into that deep state of energy and connection. And after this, another person, another soul on this journey, walks up to her and says, I had a download while I was at the activation. And first I thought I will not tell you that, but then me as a B told us that always share your truth and always say something when it comes to you. So I decided to come and tell you that the reason of your separation, so she told that to the next person, like to the person who was like, who did the test, I don't believe I'm on this journey, that the separation for you was for your growth and it's a good thing for you. And so it just needed that very, very little part of it where she did it. I don't believe in it. I don't trust that it's true. And then all of a sudden the group person receives a message to her. And obviously they didn't communicate beforehand about it. So again, I'm going to tell to every one of you, try that method. Really try that method. See what the synchronicities, what the universe is going to tell you. And even if it turns out, let's say right now that you are not on a twin flame journey. Let's say somehow at one point turns out it wasn't, it was someone else. However, you try to convince yourself. I still say that pursue the fact of becoming a higher self because you have nothing to lose there. Don't get stuck in the idea of, I have a twin flame only when I'm in a romantic relationship. I'm going to say that once you have that inner peace, inner love connected to you, and you are a magnet, you will meet your twin flame, or you'll meet your soulmate, or you meet someone in your life that's going to change your life forever. And the next example I told you about of being a magnet, and my programs, the way I built them up, are exactly of making you to become the higher version of the higher energy, and then going to give it to the others. So being an expansion. Me, I believe in sharing. Me, I believe in giving. Me, I believe in the more we share love, the more we change and shift this world. And that's why twin flames are so divine and so sacred. Twin flame journey is a gift for you. While again, now we were in Costa Rica all together, and what people were saying, wow, if this would have never happened to me, I would have never experienced something so profound. So your twin flame is your gift. Don't forget that. And now I'm going to the second example of while we were doing, and this was so very profound. And those who listen to the Byron's episode, I think in the description, there is a Byron episode who is an hypnotist. We might have a chance to have a workshop with Byron. I was just told that today. So exciting times ahead, people. Very exciting times ahead to unlock your powers, to become the higher self. So I'm not putting too much into words right now, but today I was just told that, and it might happen on a retreat, or we have an online session, or we have a mini retreat. We will see. We let the universe to decide for that. But those who haven't listened to Byron's episode, it's on the link's description, and there you can see also where Byron talks about collective consciousness, which is very important. That's why collective workshops are very powerful. We can see this also on this Sunday. We had another collective workshop, and how powerful it was. And people are coming to me and saying, I've been doing your meditations, and this is working, this is happening to me. Again, here is another thing I want to say. I don't want to even use that word of saying like bragging of, yeah, to my meditation, your twin comes back to me. Come to my Kundalini activations and this is going to happen. Do my channeling and then you know the truth. No. For me, it's very sacred. And I'm always saying that anyone who shows up, anyone who feels that, let me try, let me see what has to happen, they're opening their heart and their soul into magic. I'm not here to force anything. If you don't like it, if you don't feel it, if you don't believe in it, that's beautiful too. Maybe there is something else for you. And that's why I don't push my meditations, or I don't push these things, because I just want that you find them. I want that your soul starts craving for it, because your soul, when it connects, it will feel like, oh, I need that. This is the next stage. So, in a sense of what I was about to say, that exactly that another person on the Sunday workshop was saying to me that I started to do your heart meditations. I did that, and she said, what is the key? Is the repetition. And as we know, repetition is the key of everything in life. And she said, my twin came back to me and just told me so many things that I wasn't even ready for it. Voila, that's what happens. Everything I do today is based from my own experience. And when I saw that this changed and shifted, I was like, okay, I'm going to give it to others. I'm not going to tell you that do this, do that now. I know every one of you is in a different stage. But also in Byron's episode, like I said to you, Byron says about how do you know that your frequency has changed? How do you know that you have uplifted your frequency? How do you know that you have become higher? Well, one of the ways is to see how animals start acting around you. Animals are very energy sensitive, and we can see that there are some of you who have dogs or cats at home. Maybe you have some other animals, but dogs and cats are the most common. But sometimes they don't feel comfortable around a certain person because animals feel the energy. And we had a very interesting, and you will of course see that on our after movie. We were doing the abundance and prosperity energy activation. In that sense, we were using the Kundalini yoga, which helps us to cultivate the abundance, prosperity energy. And it was about 1 hour of exercising because it's a very powerful one. It works like magic. And I'm not going to here to again convince anybody. I say try and have a look. Come to the workshops, have a look. What starts to happen in your life? And we were, in that sense, 14 of us plus me, and we were all cultivating that energy through our bodies for 1 hour. And then when we ended up, all of a sudden, 8 iguanas came down from the trees. All of the iguanas came down. They did not come while we were at the exercise. They were not coming down before we started, right when we ended. And they kind of like made like a protection shield around us. They came like holding the energy, like the bubble of energy we were just creating. Animals are highly sensitive for energies. And that's why animals can tell for, let's say, if there's been an earthquake or something is coming. They know that already before because they feel the vibration and energy. We humans are sometimes like, oh, looks like something is happening, but what? But animals are gone, long gone already. And good example of bringing in tsunami and the earthquake. Yeah, well, anything, rain, storm, you will see the birds fly very, very slow, from a very low when there is a rain is about to start. And that's why I'm saying Costa Rica is an incredible experience, because you get to see again how animals and nature live together, and it's a beautiful thing. Anyways, the iguanas came down. And the main iguana guy, so he was a huge iguana, you can see some of them on social media, came to us, not the head. And I'm just going to tell you also what means, like a spiritual meaning of iguana, which was funny, we were looking up the day before. So the iguana meaning is symbolism, is a contentment. When the spirit animal crosses your path, it teaches that you should be satisfied and even grateful for everything you have. And iguana meaning is that you should shed anything in your life that isn't bringing you closer. So they kind of came in and said, well done, you let it go and you are now stepping into. And they are highly sensitive. So which means they are very much aware of the surroundings. So can you imagine how they felt the energy we generated? And also it says that if iguana nods the head for you, that means you are in a right path. You're doing the right thing. And we had iguanas around us anywhere we went for. So just to say that there was so much magic that we were able to witness on our journey, just within 6 days of retreat. And that's why I also say that I know sometimes when we sit at home alone, we are trying to figure it out. I've said that many times, unfortunately or fortunately, you're not going to figure out that with a mind. But there are stages. There are stages on this journey that we need to respect, and we need to let ourselves to be. Today, when I was thinking of recording this episode, I wanted to say, there was this channeled message that came to me after realizing that before we build a house, we don't build a roof and say, hey, the house is ready. We start from the ground. We start from the basic. And that's how also the healing, transformation, and everything starts to happen to us. It starts from the basic. The first thing we have is that longing, and that feeling of loneliness and this obsessive thinking, and we don't understand. And that's a normal part of it. There is no such a thing that I shouldn't be thinking of my twin flame. I've been doing something wrong now because look, she's telling to me how to become a higher self. I don't know how to become a higher self because I want to know what my twin flame is doing right now. I want to know if my twin flame is also feeling the pain. I want to know if my twin flame comes back to me. I want to feel that love again. Yes, of course. And that's the stage. And on that time, doing a channeling healing, doing the journaling healing, listening to the meditations, or listening even to collective tarot readings and all of these things, very, very helpful. Don't blame yourself on this journey. But then step by step, try new things. Go into the world where you feel that you're going to be a little bit uncomfortable and you don't have the answers. But let's try. Start listening to the soul. What is it telling you? Step by step. And coming back to the fact of that universe will always remind you who is your twin. Because even before you came into this world, you and your twin, you agreed that you're going to have that experience on this earth. You actually did agree on that. Even though it can feel sometimes very painful, it can feel unfair, you can feel that my twin doesn't understand anything, nothing is working for them. But both of you knew at this time that when we come back to this, it will be for your benefit. It will help you to come here. And even we forget, once we are here as humans, why did we come here? What is my mission? What is my soul purpose? Why did I even come? Why did I have experience? The universe will keep reminding you of all of this all the time. That's why you are receiving the synchronicities. That's why the animals. That's why the messages. That's why the dreams. That's why these out-of-body experiences are coming to you. Because that's what you agreed on. And even if you want to move on very quickly, you keep on getting synchronicities, coincidental, surprising things such as, events, repetitive numbers, 1111, 222, 555, their birthday, 2506, anything, songs, people who look like your twin. And even in that way you are trying to forget your twin, it doesn't go away. I was asked another day also here, I want to forget it, how to cut the cords, how to get rid of this. I'm like, you know what is the answer? Is to embody that energy, to become one with that energy. You're never separate from your twin. And in the sense of you're never separate from the universe and you're never separate from the energy. You never separate from it. So if you want to get more peace, the peace becomes when you more embody that energy. And you're working on yourself to get the best, highest version of you. And that's why your twin showed up in your life. And I know that today. I know that for a fact. My days and my evening ends and starts within a gratitude for my twin. The love that my twin has been able to give to me, that I can now also give it to the others. Another day I woke up and I looked around and I looked at even my husband. And I know many of you have a lot of questions. How do I navigate on this? I will make an episode about it because I know many of you have any questions. And I was just like, oh my God, I just love this moment. And I often close my eyes. You can often see me when I am in a moment where I really, really much enjoy, how I close my eyes and I'm just there. I just embody this. And here's the thing that many of us, we often hear that read The Power of Now. And I highly recommend you to read The Power of Now because it's going to change your life. And I'm also going to say that I know when we are in a painful journey, I know. Eckhart Tolle knows the same way. He was about to kill himself. I don't know how many of you know his backstory, but he was about to kill himself before he wrote The Power of Now. And then he realized that there is two versions of him, the higher version and the ego version. And that's where he channeled the power of now. But the power of now, I'm just going to say that, do you know where the power of now is right now? Right now where you are. Whenever you're listening to this episode, I'm going to remind you that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Close your eyes for a moment and just feel everything around you. And say to the divine, I know you have put me here, right now, right here, because that's what brings me closer to my higher self and in a certain way to your twin. And I'm also going to say to you is when you are the higher self, the magnet, and another day another person brought me such a good example and I was like, wow, that's so simple but so powerful. Do you know how magnets are? I believe you know how magnets are. Often when you place them, let's say one side of you have two magnets, and if their vibration is correct, meaning we have placed them that they're gonna come together, what happens? They come together. Even if it's from far away, they start vibrating. The magnet starts to vibrate. But if you turn the magnet in the other way, what it starts to do, it starts to push away. The magnets can't go together. You can try, but they don't go together. And that exactly shows that if we are out of alignment, if our energy is not in a magnetism, our energy is in a low vibration, you can't attract. And that's how simple it is. But I'm also going to say that it's a process. Everything is a process. Whichever stage you are in it today, like I said, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. The power of now is teaching you that this moment, right now, right here, is the one that is going to get you closer. Even you listening to this podcast. One of the big things is, and I don't spend a lot of time on this, but I'm going to say to you that, and many of us don't believe me. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit pessimistic. But I know that when I say certain things, it'd be like, no, that's not true, that's not real. But one of the biggest things you have to cut off your life is to avoid as much as possible falling into the low vibrational energies. And I know that sometimes people come to me and they say, oh, my twin never returned to me. My twin doesn't love me. Look at my twin, they don't even see me. And I'm asking them a few questions. I say, do you watch pornography? Do you drink alcohol? Do you do this? Do you do that? And their answers are yes. And I'm like, well, how do you think to attract something so divine if you are in a low vibrational energy? Just change that. Starts from there. I'm not saying that you can't drink at all. I believe life is for living. Everybody can do whatever they want. I don't. My body will not accept it. I don't watch pornography. I don't engage in judgment, blame, in gossiping. I don't do that because I know that the moment I do that, I feel how my vibration would go down. I don't even do it, so it's a little bit difficult for me to imagine that, but I can feel from the other people. And nothing to say that somebody is doing wrong. Again, it's not a judgment. I'm going to say that watch how your life is going to change. So, and the same is into low vibrations like fear, sorrow, pessimism, while you think about your twin flame. Because if you think that, my twin flame will never change, my twin flame will never see me, all of this negativity, you are accumulating that negative energy. So Twin Flame's journey is about getting rid of all of this negative energy through healing, transformation, to transmuting. Even though today my twin is present in my life and I have a lot of love with my friends, with my family, with the people around me, have I stopped energy work? No. For me, have I stopped the meditations? Have I stopped these powerful activations, exercises? No, they are my everyday life. Again, do I force anybody else? No. You can just say, oh, that's a total garbage, she's talking about it. I will never do that. This is just the crap. And that's okay too. I just know what changed for me, and my soul, when my soul told me that I have to start the podcast, when my soul told me I have to do the retreats, when my soul have told me I have to do this and that, I'm just doing it. Because when I see the shift and change in some of you, you know how I feel, how you're going to give that to others. And the world is going to feel that love, and your twin is going to feel that love. And so what I'm trying to tell you today of the inner union, that whichever stage you are in it, remind yourself that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. But try to start doing something that you have never done before. Whether it's you are starting to step into the meditations, whether you're starting to write things in your journal, whether you start to practice gratitude, whether you start some energy work to liberate. And this is another thing, and I talk about the manifestation in the future episode. We often hear on social media about the manifestation, like, oh, manifest this. You only need to write these things down and it's going to happen. I'm about to tell you something that a lot of these don't tell you, and there is no much information about it. Before you can manifest anything in your life, before you can manifest abundance, love, you need to release the old first. Because if the old energy is still inside of you, the new energy can't be there and you can't manifest from it. And that's another thing we do on the retreats a lot. And I do this on a workshop as well. We have a couple of them have been that we first release the energy and then we start to receive the energy. So in order to have that 180-degree shift, we need to release the old energy. And the old energy we will not release through the mind. We release that through energy. And that's also what your twin actually did to you. That's why many of you might lose the jobs, might lose the places you live in. A lot of change and shifts can happen because you're starting to release the old energy that is no longer there in your life, in your body, and it can be uncomfortable. But believe me, magic is going to happen. This is now a little bit out of, but I just want to inspire some of you who are going through a very, very hard time right now. My assistant, a year ago, was going through a very, very, very hard time. She barely had any money. She had little kids to feed. She had pretty much nothing. And it was funny that there was a grasshopper who showed up in her life and was there the whole time. But she had a hope, she had a will, and she had a connection. And I looked at her while we were in Costa Rica together and I said, do you see, a year ago you would have never believed that today you're surfing here in Costa Rica and meeting all of these amazing people and being part of something so magical. So let this hard time be the reminder in the sense of everything can change and your life can change within a year. So I just want to say that if you're going through a hard time on this journey and you hear constantly, You have to get to inner union, then your twin is coming back. I believe in you. You're gonna get there step by step. Use the tools that are available. Obviously, you can always join me on Patreon. Or you don't have to join me. Join someone who speaks your language. So connect with someone who gives you something. But just don't get stuck there. And let your soul to guide you. Listen to that heart. Even though the heart might not make any sense right now, listen to this heart and change all the negative vibrations today. Promise me that. Anyways, that was today's episode. Of course, I have so much more to say, but I'm gonna wrap it up over here. It was a mix of everything. I hope you were able to follow it here and there. I know I jumped from one thing to another. What I want to say is that we're going to have on 30th of March the next workshop of gratitude, teaching you a very powerful gratitude method to embody in your life, in your daily life every day, even though if you go through a hard time right now. The next retreat will happen in Cyprus on 11/11, of course. Information is coming out about this very soon, so you can prepare yourself. Where we're gonna do the Mahashivaratri, I let the universe to decide. Of course, I'm madly in love with Costa Rica, but I let the universe to decide and my soul to tell me. So this is for the future. For those of you who would like to have their channeling calls or their Kundalini activation sessions to elevate, to uplift and feel like, but I am now ready for it, twinflameawakeningjourney.com. You can always share your story with me. And in the next episode, I'm going to talk about how do I know that twin flames are real, and how I know in the sense of that twin flames communicate to one another, and how do you feel them, because so many of you had such a profound experiences since Mahashivaratri that I need to share them with all of you. Thank you for listening. I want to say a huge thank you for your likes, your subscribes, for your comments, for your experiences. Thank you for putting them down. It helps others. And of course, again, say there is this donation link, and I want to say a huge thank you for this beautiful soul who did that generous donation. Don't know how to talk. Donation. I make sure that it will tenfold you energetically, and also that I could give it to the next one. Listen to this. If you are subscribed, you know that sometimes there's going to be surprises, because we are entering into the 3rd season. So there's going to be surprises. So if you are subscribed, you might receive something magical. Anyways, if you like that episode, if you got some insights, thank you for being here. Lots of love. And
love I never knew until the day that I met you. Colors were gray, melodies sung sounded the same. The sun, stars and moon all feeling brighter, breath feeling new. Do what you do. You took my days, filled them with light. Now I can say, baby, it's our time together. Girl, I wanna live my life with you forever. When you're with me, I get better. Yeah, I'm gonna make it through highs and lows, any weather. It's a time together. It's a time together. I'm gonna make it through any weather. Just close your eyes, tell me your dreams, all that's inside, all that you need. Hope for a future, beautiful view. Show me the new. 'Cause when you're with me, when I'm with you, girl, there ain't nothing we can do. One for the ages, 100 proof.